What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another album review. Today, if y'all haven't already read the title, we are going to be doing Kanye West Bully. Now, this is Kanye West's. Kanye West. This is Kanye West's 12th studio album released March 28th, 2026 under YZY and Gamma Records. So, without any further ado, let's hop straight into this album review.
This that feeling we need more of. The hating just brought me more love. Guaranteed my vice is different than yours was.
First song we have on this album is King. Now, I will say for an intro song, it's not necessarily my favorite, and it's like, but it is an interesting sound, I would say, and I'll tell you why. So when it comes to the production, I feel like it definitely gives you that experimental sound. It has a sample of, the King sound, but it just isn't something I'm like crazy about. And it gives you something different. It gives you something very creative on the production side, but it's like not necessarily my favorite. But I do feel like rap performance wise, Kanye was able to keep a steady pace. He had a really good flow, very good wordplay, and I think he just kept a steady pace. He was very chill on this kind of production, but the production is just like the most craziest part about it. But the good thing is, I will say, is the production isn't overpowering his lyrics. So I think that's really the best part. So I feel like the song as a whole, it can be a good song on certain days, but then on other days it could be pretty mid. So I would say it's a fair song at the least for an intro.
You would think I'm standing outside, how I'm going in. Jumping out the gym while they ballin' on a lowered rim. Graduation days, I was.
Next song we got on here is This a Must. This a Must. I thought it was This Is a Must, but I guess it's This a Must. I would say a very short song. This song is like literally less than 2 minutes, but I feel like the production was kind of basic. It wasn't nothing too crazy. It's like he threw in a really thump sound, and then the rest was kind of like a bass oriented, which I feel like creatively wasn't really that impressive. But again, I feel like rap performance wise for Kanye was pretty good, very consistent, good flow. He managed to just keep up with the beat with just a steady, consistent, just vibe to his wordplay and stuff like that. But again, I could argue it didn't really match the production as much as I wanted it to, and I just feel like the rap performance was great. The production I wasn't really that crazy over. So this song again is just like the previous song. It's really can be a good song on a good day, and it could be a mid song just on a random day. So that's the best I can give it. Next song we got on here is Father featuring Travis Scott. Now, this is clearly the most popular song on the album. Whenever Kanye and Travis are on a song, usually it's like usually the most blowed up song within any album, as y'all know. But I do have to dig into production. The production, I feel like matched the vibe of Kanye and Travis Scott, but again, I'm not like crazy over it. I feel like the samplings are there. The beat types and the sound is like it's like off-putting a little bit. It's not my favorite, but it's not like terrible neither. And that's what I'm like struggling with the production. When it comes to the lyrics though from both of them, Kanye really didn't have a verse. He had more of a hook throughout this song more than a verse because he kind of kept saying the same repeating thing, but it worked. And I feel like he was able to have a little bit more high energy on this song compared to the other two previous songs. And then I feel like Travis Scott's performance was honestly very acceptable. He didn't do too much. It definitely gave me the obviously previous album that he dropped. I can't remember it. I'll just pop it up on the screen, just blanking out instantly. But I feel like within this song, I feel like it's a good song, but like it's not a song I would add to my playlist. And I mean, if I hear it, I'll listen to it again, but it's like it's not a song I'm like crazy about. Like it's just there. So I would say it's better than the other songs, but that's I don't know if that's saying much. So yeah.
We don't have to worry, and we don't have to.
Next song we got on here is All the Love featuring Andre Tortaman. Hopefully I said that right. I definitely enjoyed this song a little bit more. It definitely starts to build up each song, I feel like. When it gets to the production, I feel like that's where the creativity starts to come in. I like the sounds of the production, the good beat types. It kind of has that good like drums in the background of you just like tapping a drum, and it definitely gave some good kind of reggae vibes in a way. And I like just the different sounds of the auto tune being used at a high level. I thought that was very unique. I feel like Kanye's performance in general was very good. Just to let y'all know, there really isn't much rapping on here. It's really just Kanye singing, and obviously having Andre uh, Tortaman. I don't know if he had like a performance necessarily or production, but I feel like his part was definitely very necessary as well. So overall, I feel like this is a good song. I feel like we finally found something that is suitable, but it's not something I would add to my playlist personally. But it is a song I could possibly go back to and get a good vibe with. So honestly, I'd say it's a pretty good song overall.
This time it's taking over. Out of space going solar. Back then they showed no love. Punch drunk.
Next song we got on here is Punch Drunk. This song was a little interesting. I feel like the production really overpowered anything Kanye was saying on this song. Really, the production is just like a sampling. It kind of sounds like Michael Jackson, like a really young Michael Jackson, but I could be wrong. But it's just so out there that you really don't get anything from lyric wise from Kanye. I feel like his performance could have been a lot better just on him having more volume than the production, I would say. But I feel like this is just one of those songs that's fair. It's not nothing crazy because I don't feel like there's much effort put into the production. There's no crazy beat type, there's no bass. It's really just a sample and him trying to rap over it, but I just don't feel like it's that good of a performance enough for me to put it on a high standard. So at the end of the day, this is a mid song to me. It's not really a song I'm like crazy about, but it's not a bad song neither. So it's just in the middle.
Had a change of heart, I felt different at first. Lot of pain, lot of hurt, but still could have been worse. In a big city in Pope.
Next song we got on here is Whatever Works. This is personally one of my favorite songs on the album, and I would argue one of the more underrated songs within the album, and I'll tell you why. Now, again, the production is not nothing crazy, but the sampling is very much perfect sampling. There really isn't no crazy beat types or no bass or anything, but I feel like the sampling alone really holds up very well. And then when we get into the lyrics, dude, I love Kanye's performance on this one. His flow was incredible. He was able to give really good wordplay, really good just rhyming in general. He was just able to just keep a steady flow and just like vibe with it, and it kind of brought you back. If you're a big Kanye fan, it kind of gave you that college dropout sound in a way where it's just based off of scratch basically. So I definitely enjoyed this song quite a bit. It's definitely something I'd add to my playlist, and it just has a good sound overall. I feel like how can you really hate this song, honestly? Next song we got on here is Mama's Favorite. I would say definitely a very touching song. If you have been a big Kanye fan, you know that Kanye lost his mom pretty much around that, I would say, graduation and 808 and heartbreaks in between those times. And he was dealing with a lot, and I don't think many people understand that. But within this song, I think you get a good perspective. Now, I feel like the production, it it's okay. It definitely gives me 808 and Heartbreak vibes, but I'm like not as connected to it as I really want to be because I know this is a very heartfelt song, but I'm not a big fan of the production. It just gives me maybe lack of creativity, and there could have been more sounds to it to up it a little more. But I feel like the messaging is definitely really good. But I feel like sound wise, I'm not like the craziest over it. He didn't have like too crazy of lyrics, but I did feel like I heard a sound of Kanye basically, or Kanye's mom basically talking to a younger Kanye at the time and just telling him motivational stuff and, basically giving Kanye confidence to basically do whatever makes you happy. And I feel like that was very important to Kanye at the time or even still now. So like I said, as far as context, very good song, execution and just all together as a sounded song, it's not something I would go back to personally, but I feel like, it's just a song that if you go listen to it, it's a good one time listen song, and then that's essentially it. So that's all it really gave me. Not a song I would put on repeat, though.
It's finna get a lot more dangerous. Where brothers move a lot like strangers.
Next song we got on here is Sisters and Brothers. Not like the craziest fan over this song. I'm not even gonna sit up here and lie to y'all. I feel like the production is very basic. It just has this ongoing like stereo stinging sound that's ongoing throughout the song, which gets kind of old. And he added a beat type to it, but it's nothing crazy to justify for the bad sounding production. So the production to me, yes, it gives somewhat creativeness, but it's not impressive at all. So I'd give it a thumbs down. And then as far as his rap performance, it really was very boring. Like he didn't have no energy towards it. He was very low key on a weird sounding production, which just didn't match. And I feel like his flow was just like very inconsistent at times. He just wasn't really on par with anything within this song. So I could argue it's one of the worst songs, but it's not like super bad. It's not something I would really even listen to again. I'm just being honest. So I definitely put it in bad if I had to.
You made a kingdom fall in love. I'll take the pill, it's small enough. Too late, my systems run amok.
Next song we got on here is Bully featuring CeeLo Green. This song was pretty creative. It definitely gave you a different sound compared to a lot of the other songs that I previously talked about, but let me explain why. I feel like when it comes to the production, it definitely gives you that instant Western kind of sound to it. It has a decent beat type, but the sound is just an ongoing kind of Western sound that I think could have been utilized better. I think the beat type could have been a lot better as well, but I feel like the sound of the production is okay. Like it's not terrible, but it's not amazing neither. When it comes to the rap performance, there really is no rapping performance on this particular song. When it comes to Kanye, it's basically him kind of singing, but it doesn't really match the production at all, so it's very off tune. And then CeeLo Green being the hook, I thought was pretty decent for the most part, but not nothing like crazy special if I'm being honest. So again, this is another one of those songs that is kind of in that mid category. It could have been better in a lot of ways. So it has potential to be better, but it's like not that great. So it's pretty mid.
Highs and lows. I put you through a lot.
Next song we got on here is Highs and Lows. I would say this song definitely brought a lot of energy. It's like a levitating kind of song. I don't know if that makes sense to any of y'all, but it's like one of those songs where like it kind of gets you out of like everything else, and it's like you more focus on this song than anything else that's going on around you, if that makes sense. And I feel like the biggest part about that is really the production. It brings that out of you. It's kind of basic, but it doesn't have a crazy beat type neither, but it's just the sound of the hollow sound of the girl, kind of just, hollowing in a way and making a really good tune out of it, and essentially just making it very creative and just very like out there in a way. But I feel like Kanye's performance was very low standard because I feel like the production just overpowered anything he was saying again. And not only that, he pretty much was singing. He wasn't rapping on this. But I feel like the song isn't bad though. Like I feel like it has potential to be a playlist song, maybe one day. But like right now, I would say I wouldn't say it's mid, but it's not like good neither. It's like in between those two. Like I think it's better than mid, but I don't think it's as good as good. So it's like it's almost there, and maybe I have to listen to it again. So I would say it's a fair song at the end of the day. Next song we got on here is I Can't Wait. I thought the sound of this song was very, very good. With the production, I love the sampling. The sampling gives you a really good message. The sound overall with the piano in the background and a really good beat type really elevated the song to a whole like another level, and I really enjoyed the production a lot. And I would say performance wise from Kanye was honestly pretty solid. He was able to flow with the track. He had a singing performance, he also had a rap performance, so he was able to flow through the track very well. I feel like this is like one of those songs where it's like, yeah, this is a good Kanye song, and I would argue pretty underrated too. I could see myself adding this to the playlist very soon because it's just a very motivational song at the end of the day. So I feel like it has a good message, especially within the hooks and the sampling. So definitely an underrated song within this whole entire album for sure.
Why birds suddenly appear.
Next song we got on here is White Lines featuring Andre Tortaman. Hopefully I'm saying his name right because I feel like I'm saying it wrong for some reason. This song is like not it for me personally. It is a very short song. It's less than like 2 minutes and maybe 20 seconds, but um the sound of the production I'm like not the biggest fan of. It doesn't give any kind of enlightenment. It's not really creative neither. It's just a really bass sound in the background that's like ongoing, and it's like not really that impressive. And even when it comes to the performance, I feel like Kanye's performance was really not nothing great. I didn't enjoy it at all. And Andre's feature of the auto tune, singing like a quotable line from a older song within this, making it the hook, it just was essentially annoying. I just didn't like the auto tune as a hook for this particular song. It didn't make any sense to me, and I just essentially was like, yeah, this song is honestly a skip for me. I could honestly argue this is probably the worst song on here. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's like one of those songs where I'm just like not that interested in. So yeah, definitely a pass for me.
Break it, they ain't let us in. We pass on the settlements. This path.
Next song we got on here is Preacher Man. I would argue again one of the more underrated songs within this album. Personally, one of my favorites that I would add to my playlist, and I'll tell y'all why. Again, when it comes to the production, it is not nothing special, but I do love the sampling. I do love like that guitar thump in the background of the bass of the guitar. I do like that. I thought that was a nice little sound in that. And I almost wish he would have added a beat type because this song could have went very crazy. But I think the most important part about this song is his rap performance. He was able to rap in a really, really good flow, able to match the energy of the production. I just love the way he was able to spit with his wordplay. Um, that's why, to me, it's one of the more underrated songs. And I think it could have arguably been one of the better songs if he would have added a really good beat type. I think this song could have elevated to a whole nother level. But it's still added to my playlist. It's still a song I would listen to constantly on a daily. And again, just an underrated song. It's something you should listen to because he's spitting on this one.
It's been a long time coming. Fresh new ties, I'm still running.
Next song we got on here is Beauty and the Beast. It's not a terrible song, but it's not like a great song neither. It's different, and I'll tell you why. The production definitely gives you somewhat of that nostalgic feel. It has a decent beat type. It has like that sound that's just interesting. It's not nothing crazy, but it is something that's different in a way. I feel like his performance overall, he is singing throughout this. It's pretty good. Like, it's not too bad. I think he was able to flow with the track pretty well. It's just not really a song I'm like crazy over. Like, I don't know. It's like it's there to be there, and that's essentially it. And it is a pretty short song, so it's not much to like pay attention to or to gravitate to, but I'd say it's a fair song at the end of the day. It's not like crazy good, but it's not crazy bad neither. So I'd say it's safe for the most part. Next song we got on here is Damn. Um, this song was this song was okay. Like, it wasn't nothing special just like the other one, but I'll explain why. The production is very basic. You hear this sound in the background, really no beat type, nothing really to like nod your head to. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what beat types give you, is the nod to the head, and I just feel like it doesn't give me that at all. And I feel like his singing performance was fair again. Um, it wasn't nothing too special though. It's not something I would necessarily say one of his better singing performances, but it's fair within this album, and that's essentially it. Like, there's nothing really important about this particular song, so I don't really know what else to say about this song other than it's kind of mid.
Bésame mamá, como tú sabes, déjame mamá, como.
Next song we got on here is Last Breath featuring Peso Poma. I think I said that name right. I feel like this song was globally pretty good. I think globally this could be a really big hit. As far as the United States, maybe not so much, and I'll explain why. I feel like the production definitely gave you that like Mexican style sound in the background. It gave you different type of instruments in the sound, like one of them shakers things that you usually used to see like back then. I don't see them as much anymore for some reason, but musically, them shaker things you can hear in the background, it gives you that good Mexican style dancing vibe to it, and I think that's pretty cool. I feel like performance-wise from both of them were honestly very acceptable. That's if I was into that kind of music. Now, I will say I'm not really the biggest fan of that kind of music, not trying to be like racist or anything, but I'm just saying in general, it's not something I'm like really looking to listen to. But I do say it is very creative. It's a different sound. It's something new that I've never heard Kanye do before. So I'd say it's something different. But like I said, globally, it could definitely do some numbers. But I feel like in terms of United States wise, it's not really getting that kind of attention. But again, I would say a fair song, but nothing I would add to my playlist at all.
2 ways, no time. Right now,
going out in the door.
come on, it's go time. Come on.
Last song we got on here is this one here. For a outro song, I think it's pretty decent. I think it's a good way to end off the album. The production sound I think was pretty good. It had a good outro song where it's like, okay, this is really the end of the album. We gonna end it off on a more calm note. I feel like performance wise was pretty acceptable. He didn't have nothing crazy going on. For the most part, it was more paid attention to his singing performance more than slightly his rap performance. But I feel like his vocals were pretty well put together. I feel like his flow was very well put together. The sampling was honestly pretty decent throughout the song. But again, not really a song I'm adding to a playlist. Not really a song I'm like crazy about. But maybe if I listen to it a couple more times, maybe it'll get to me at some point. But again, it's just another one of them songs that I feel like is fairly mid. All right, y'all, we are down to the 5 credentials, which is my favorite part of the video. 5 credentials of this album. If y'all don't know the 5 credentials, I'll put them on the screen right here. I'll leave them on the screen just so y'all can remember what the 5 credentials is. So, the first credential we are going to start with is production. Now, I will say throughout the years, Kanye has had the good representation of having possibly better production than Dr. Dre, all-time better production than DJ Premier, just being an all-time great producer until now. This production to me is very inconsistent. It's not very much different from maybe any other album. Instead, it's probably lower than a lot of the other albums he made. And I feel like he didn't really focus on making different beat types. I feel like he was just really making a sample-based album with no different sounds. Now, I feel like creatively, he was able to give a good amount of versatility within sounds-wise, but there's really no good beat types, no good steady drums or nothing really within the production. I do love the samplings, don't get me wrong, but I just feel like there's something missing and it's pretty obvious. And I feel like he wasn't able to execute on that part. So if I'm giving the production 1 through 10, honestly, I'd give it like a solid 5, only because I really do enjoy the sampling part. Otherwise, if the samplings were really bad, this would probably get like a 2 out of 10. But I think a 5 out of 10 is fair, and it's the highest I would ever give it. Now we're talking about is features. Features really did not speak to me that much. Features like Travis Scott was decent. CeeLo Green was fine. Andre Torteman was okay. Like, there wasn't really a feature that stood out to me or that I was like, oh man, like he's in this. And there was nothing that was really special that like gravitated towards me per se. If I had to give the features 1 through 10, I'd probably give it like a 3. Like, I didn't find nothing really special about the features personally. Like, if I'm looking at it from face value, I'm not impressed. The only name I see that's impressive that I recognize is Travis Scott. And yes, CeeLo Green, but like, I think a 3 out of 10 is honestly it for me. Next one we got is rap performance. I feel like his rap performance throughout this song or this album is fair. I feel like a lot of his performance came from singing more than rapping. So I'm going to just rate performance instead of just rap performance. I feel like it was okay. There was a lot of ups, but then there was a lot of downs. Some were consistent and some were not consistent. But I feel like certain concepts of it, his flow was so good. And it's just hard for me to rate it in a bad way. So honestly, in terms of singing performance and rap performance together, I'd give a solid 7. I think a 7 is very safe, only because it was very inconsistent at times, and I wish it was more consistent. So I feel like a 7 out of 10 is pretty good. Next we got is context. I feel like he was able to stay on subject with a lot of the songs, as you know. there was not really a time he got off a subject necessarily, but there was no subject within the album that was to me very important. Like there was maybe one or two songs out of 18 which isn't saying much, so I'm not really that impressed with context wise cuz I just didn't feel like it was all the way there like his other albums were all the way there. So if I had to give context really a 1 through 10, I give that like maybe a 4. Like I feel like a 4 is fine. It's safe enough, but it's not nothing to really be crazy about. So, yeah, 4 out of 10 is where I'm at. Now when it comes to album cover, it's a very interesting album cover, I would say. I think me and everybody else thought this was like actually Kanye, but this is one of his kids, which is crazy because his kids really look like him. Like it's kind of crazy. Not to say Kim Kardashian has no genes in this, but it just I really thought this was a young Kanye West. Like I really did, but um the album cover isn't nothing crazy. It's like it's a face that's cheesing with grills. It's like it's like fair, but it's like not nothing I'm like crazy about. So if I had to give the album cover a 1 through 10, I guess I'd give it a 4. It's like it's there, but it's not really that creative. So 4 out of 10 is okay, I guess. And if I had to rate this album as a whole, all together, based on what I gave it, um, 1 through 10, I'm honestly gonna give like a 5 out of 10. I think we have to start having serious conversations about Kanye sadly just being out of his prime now. And that's not a bad thing because Kanye has literally been making music since the late 90s. So for him to still make music all the way until today in 2026, I'm not really expecting him to drop better music anytime soon. Many people like to go back to the old Kanye and wish that they could get that back. But the thing is, that's when he was hungry. There's no reason for him to be hungry anymore because he's rich. He has everything he ever wanted. So, in terms of subject and context, there's nothing else he can really give us as far as rap performance instead of clever lines and clever wordplay. And sometimes that's okay, but if it's on mediocre production, you're not going to really connect to people like that. And I feel like the last, to me, fairly good album that I could constantly go back to was probably the first Donda album. And after that, all his albums has been very inconsistent. So we have to start having serious talks about Kanye not being in his prime anymore. That is over with. It's been over pretty much since the first Donda, like I said. So I think a 5 out of 10 is pretty safe for a Kanye album. Now, is it the worst Kanye album? No. But it is there. Like it's pretty close. So yeah, that's a fair rating I could give it. Go at me in the comment sections because I know there's a lot of Kanye fans that think this is one of his better ones. I just don't think so. But that will yeah, that will conclude today's video. I hope y'all enjoyed. If y'all did, like, subscribe, and comment down below what other albums y'all want me to do. Also, click the link down in my description for all my social medias. But yeah, I'll catch y'all next time.